Live from a grungy kitchen table located in Annapolis, Maryland's scenic and historic capital, it's the Maryland Crabs Podcast. With each episode, your hosts, Tim Hamilton, John Frenay, and the occasional guest will dive in and pick apart the stuff that really matters most to you. We're too lazy to actually solve any of these problems, but we can definitely stir the pot. From schools, politics, parking in the fire lane, to those horrible people who drive BMWs. And here with this week's episode, live from the kitchen table, Tim Hamilton and John Frenay.
Hey there, this is John. I am flying solo again this week. And this week, we're actually talking about one of my favorite festivals that comes around every single year. This year, for the 8th year, the annual Kegs Corks Beer and Wine Festival. It's coming into town on August 17th, and you want to make sure you're following us at All Annapolis, the Maryland Crabs Podcast, Eye on Annapolis on Twitter, MD Crabs Podcast on Twitter. Make sure you're listening to our episodes, because we're going to have a bunch of tickets to give away. But what we did is we sat down with Ashlee and Sharon, who are the organizers of it, once again, just to find out what's new and exciting with Kegs Corks. And we also got Ezekiel from the Amish Outlaws on the phone. Now, the Amish Outlaws are something that's new this year. They are going to be headlining the Kegs Corks Fest. And if you have never seen them, they are one of the best, funnest bands that you're ever going to see in the area. They are based out of New York now at this point, but they do have their roots in Lancaster. Always a great show. Anyhow, I'm not going to waste too much of your time. Let's get right into it and learn all about Kegs Corks for 2019.
This is my favorite time of the year. Actually, this isn't my favorite time of the year. We're recording in July. August is my favorite time of the year. Not so much for the weather usually, but for Kegs Corks, which is rolling around for the 8th year.
That's
Unbelievable.
Right. I know. It's hard to believe we've been around that long.
Joining us again is Ashlee and Sharon, who are the two brains behind it. They were the brains behind the original incarnation of it, which was the Chesapeake Bay Wine Fest.
We used to do the wine festival over on the Eastern Shore. We used to do that on Ken Island.
Mm-hmm. And the genesis of Kegs Corks was the grumpy old men that wanted beer. And
exactly.
Beer.
Yep.
We wanted
the beer.
They wanted beer, and we decided, let's just make everybody happy and combine the two.
So Kegs Corks was born. We went out to Blobs Park.
Oh, man.
We did the first year.
And
who would have thought so many people were going to show up?
We blocked Route 175,
caused lots of traffic jams.
Get shut down.
And at that point, then you realized you sort of struck a chord with the beer and wine folks in the area and moved over to the Anne Arundel County Fairgrounds, which gave you a little bit more room to play and park and a little bit easier access and everything else.
Exactly.
And we're back for the 7th year, and I can't believe it.
8th year.
And we're back for the 8th year, and I can't believe it.
I'm feeling old.
It is. It just seems like it just happened yesterday.
I know. Didn't we just do this?
Yeah. With that, are you guys? The question is, are you guys going to be there?
I hope so.
We'll be there. Yeah, God willing, we'll be there.
A friend of mine just produced a film, and it was having the world premiere last weekend at the museum in D.C. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, wouldn't his wife decide to have their baby 2 days before? So
my goodness.
He was Skyping in.
Can you imagine? Mom, don't go have any babies 2 days before.
We had that. Ashlee was pregnant at Blobs Park.
Remember.
Do you remember that?
Do I remember that? Yes. Do I remember being 7 months pregnant at a beer festival?
Propped up.
Yeah, I remember
it was probably 90 degrees out.
I tried to block it out.
Yes.
Erase. Move on.
But still a great time.
Move on to a happier day.
But Saturday, August 17th. Now, this date has shifted around a little bit thanks to Governor Hogan and Comptroller Francho, because they keep switching this start school later.
School days, yeah.
And whatnot. But this is August 17th, so it is a couple weeks before school starts. The week before, I guess most schools will start. Mm-hmm. And this is a craft beer and Maryland wine festival. And Maryland wine has really sort of come into its own recently.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And you used to think, Maryland wine, what is that? And it's it is good. They've got some really good wineries. You don't realize all we have. Some in places that you wouldn't expect.
Exactly.
Like Alney.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And they have great wine.
You wouldn't think that there is a winery out there, but also certainly the Eastern Shore and other areas. The entertainment, you guys honestly do it really well.
Well, thank you, John.
This is not a fire festival.
No. Nobody's
I hope not.
It's not. I mean, the neat thing I find about you guys is that every year you figure a way to do it just a little bit better. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say that there haven't been, missteps along the way that you've learned from. And,
always lessons learned.
Everybody does, but nothing is really major. And I think if anybody goes to the Facebook page for Kegs and Corks Festival and takes a look at the reviews from the people that have done it, or into I don't know if it's on Yelp or not, and probably is as a festival.
Yeah,
I think it is actually.
I mean, people rave about it, and it is one of the festivals that's in Annapolis. We're seeing festivals sort of decline a little bit. This is the one that's got the staying power. There's very few that do, and you guys got the rest.
Well,
of it.
thank you for saying that. That's something that Mom and I talk about every year. We sit down and we go,
what can we do
what
better?
Can we do different?
What can we do different?
Try
to change it up in some area, every year.
Well, I think that's the key to a successful festival. I mean, if you do the same thing year after year after year, people get bored.
Right.
Exactly.
And so, like you say, change it up. I know your entertainment changes yearly.
Yes.
Right.
Your wine lineup changes a little bit yearly. The vendors certainly will come in and out.
We really concentrated this year on getting new vendors, new artisans in, different style, even photography vendors this year. We have a lot of new people coming in from St. Michael's and even Ocean City, Philadelphia, New Jersey. Lots of new vendors this year. So we're really excited about that.
We really try to balance the staying true to the Maryland wine and craft beer part of it, and also bring in some new fun things. So every year is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. I think one year the people were a little bit upset about like some of the lines because it was a little bit tight.
Yeah,
and
so we had to expand.
Okay, well we're gonna spread it out.
Yep,
and
exactly.
Now I looked at the map on the
everywhere
website
now. It's all
and
over.
it's coming down around the hill, and you've got, so there's not.
We used to have the wine pavilion and the beer building.
Now it's everywhere,
and now it's like all through the festival, wrapped around up on the green, up on the hill of the.
We're getting better each year at using the space.
Yes.
Well, and things like the heat. Over the years. We had a really hot year last year. So this year we're going to have a dedicated cooling tent. So it will be like
we'll have misters.
One area with these industrial misters.
You ought to get one
under
of
a
those
tent.
Vodka ice bars.
Oh, we can spray. Just take a vodka bath. That would be awesome. I don't know if they sell those, John, but we'll look into
Kegs
it.
and Corks and vodka.
Might be a new invention.
I mean, you just fill them with water. I don't see why we couldn't just stick a couple handles in there.
But I mean, you guys have changed it up all the time, and it's fun to see what you've got. So what is new and different this year? You're going to have wine. You're going to have beer. Okay, that's the same old boring stuff that we know.
The same old boring stuff.
Well, this year
you've got a ton of
that you can count on. Yeah. The good stuff will be there again this year.
Well, as far as the craft beer goes, we have a lot of our staples. That just we're big fans of. Devil's Backbone, Goose Island, Blue Point. The Bold Rock ciders, for the gluten-free people. We always want to make sure they have options. So some of those are coming back. But we do have some new breweries coming in, and two of them specifically are very local. We have the Cult Classic Brewery, which is over on Kent Island. We actually stopped in there last week and did a little tasting. A lot of their beers are
really good.
It's a tough job
yummy.
if somebody has to do it.
I know.
We figured we'd take one for the team.
Comes with the job. But it's a really cool... I mean, not only are the beers really great, but it's such a cool environment. They have like a music venue in there. And it's
like a whole back room where they just have bands. You shut the door and it's
so
concert venue.
They do concerts. They have a tap room.
I think it's the longest bar.
They have the longest bar in the state of Maryland.
Yeah.
So if you haven't, check
it's
out
in the
Cult
old
Classic.
Acme.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It used to
the
be
old
Acme.
grocery store.
It's really cool.
Okay, right there on Route 50.
Yep. So definitely try that one out. They're brand new to Kegs and Corks. I mean, they're brand new to the area. So if you want something new, it'll be there. And Bull and Goat Brewery from Centerville is also going to come, and they're bringing some pretty fun
I've never
stuff.
heard of them.
Bull and Goat.
Yes.
They're very small.
They're very small. They're actually in a garage.
Okay.
And they've just kind of blown it out. They used to be open like 2 or 3 days a week. Now they're open like 6. And their beer is very, I like the blonde version. And it's a lighter beer, but I really like that. But they're also coming up with tequila and rum
Just distilling.
Yeah,
and-
Yes,
distilling.
and it's not ready for this year. We were hoping that they were going to join us in the VIP tent for tasting, but
this year
not
they're
gonna
going to
ready.
they'll be bringing their beer. So they're going to bring their 67 IPA, which is it has hints of pine and grapefruit, which is an interesting mix. I thought
Mixture, yes.
And they're also going to bring their Queen Anne's Revenge Kolsch. Is that how you say it?
Kolsch.
I should know this.
Nice.
It's a type of beer, but it has hints of spice and fruit in it. So definitely some new flavors.
different
Spice it up a bit.
flavors.
Well, that's one of the things also that I did like. I remember, and I don't know whether it was last year or the year before, but you had a special tap from Trogs that
The special release.
was not available anywhere else.
And we might be getting some of those. Right now they're sending in what they think they're going to bring, but we still have time. There might be something that they tap and
brand
go,
new
here we
that
go,
they
and
just
we
wanna
will for sure be promoting that on
bring it out for the first time.
And the craft
Facebook
beer
and Instagram.
business has really just sort of taken off. I mean, there's just so
Yeah.
many different flavors. I mean, and in different palettes. And I know we've talked with Catsup Brothers. We do a monthly podcast with them, and we talk about like the flowers that are being put in there. I think she said the hibiscus is a big thing.
Yeah.
In beers, and I'm like,
Yes.
right. Is that?
Who would have thought?
I love it because we go and we drink beer over a podcast, and I sample stuff that I never would have thought about buying before. But then I also made trips to the liquor store afterwards to buy it. Going, hey, this is some really good stuff. And I've found some many discoveries, and that's certainly something that we can do at Kegs and Corks as well. I mean, if you want a little sample, and I know I've been to some where I sample something and go, oh, this is just not. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just not to me. I typically don't like dark beers, and even with working with Catsup, I've not gotten a taste for it. So if I get a dark beer, I'm like,
That's one good thing about sampling.
Yeah.
You get a little taste, and if you like it or
And
you
we
don't.
try to have a good variety of the lights and the darks, just because some people know, I'm not an IPA drinker. I know that I'm never going to be. So we like the breweries to bring, a few options, so that way you're not stuck with only the dark beers.
well, sure, show them what they can do.
Exactly. I mean, we have New Belgium is coming back this year. They haven't been in a few years,
excited
and
for
they're
that.
bringing a seasonal a peach kick sour, which sounds delicious to me. I love sours, so I'm really looking forward to testing that one out.
And sours freak me out too because they don't taste like beer.
See,
I don't think. I mean, it's
the
always it's
people
just
who
it's
don't
just a
like
taste
beer,
that
they might
it's just
like
a
that.
taste that I'm never expecting in beer.
Right.
See, but that's the thing
Well,
about
there's
Kegs and
some-
Corks. Even if you don't like beer or wine, there's still plenty of options.
Stuff in there.
Well, it is. It's good. It's just something that's unexpected for me. When
And
I
we're
first had it.
actually are you going to talk about the seltzer, the malt?
Yeah, we
Seltzer? I'm
actually
very
have a
excited about
few
this.
new things that we're going to have this year. Well, I'm sure you've tried out the Natter Days. I have a feeling
Yep.
you
Natter
tried it.
Days.
The beer you
Okay.
love, the beer you really want to hate, but you can't.
Right. For all those natural light drinkers, Natter Days, actually, it's a natty that has strawberry lemonade
It's
flavor.
just too good.
It
It
does
goes
not
down
taste
well.
I got some in my
alcoholic.
refrigerator right now.
There
You
you
do?
go.
I
See?
do, and
It's
it is.
good.
I mean,
I
we
know.
joke and say it's the beer that you really want to hate.
So
I mean,
good.
Right.
Really natural light? Oh,
it's
my
natural
God.
light, but they serve it at our
It
country
is
club.
so
I mean,
good.
that's how yummy it
it's good
is,
stuff.
right? Yeah, and then so the seltzers are like kind of all the rage right now for those people who are not, you want to try out a few high calorie beers, but then you might want to scale it back and have a seltzer. So we've got options. We have brand new this year. We have Floyd's coming. So Floyd's has spiked.
That's their spiked tea, their
Spiked
spiked
tea,
lemonade, and
yep.
their Arnold Palmer's.
Right,
Yes,
so
there
it's an
are.
Arnold
You got
Palmer,
it.
only
You
more
got it.
fun because it's spiked. So we got Floyd's coming, and then something that is brand new that just came out is the Bon and Viv spiked
Seltzer.
The seltzer. Have you heard of it? The
I
classic.
haven't tasted. I've heard about it. It's called the Classic, and it tastes just like seltzer, but doesn't taste like it's got any alcohol.
Any
in
at
it.
all.
So it's a little dangerous.
But
Sounds
the
like a
good thing
dangerous.
is,
Sounds like a
yes.
dangerous liquid to me.
you take it on the boat and look out.
But it's not as dangerous as the other ones. Some of those seltzers are like 6%, and you
Or
have
higher.
Right. This one is only 4.5%.
Okay.
ABV. There's zero sugar in it, and it's only 90 calories. So it literally
there we have it.
is you
Right.
pour that over ice, you throw a lime in there, and you're good to go.
And you're good to go, or you can mix it with
Or
something,
you're
too.
like my husband,
Exactly.
you could use it as a mixer and add more of whatever you want
Yeah.
if you want
In
it to be
there.
stronger. But we're going to have that actually on the beer trucks. It comes in draft.
Oh,
So
nice.
we'll be
And you
having that on the beer trucks this year.
You can just go buy a glass.
And you'll get a fresh whatever you want, lime, lemon, and test it out.
Fantastic.
But very light. So if you
And
need a
that-
break.
And that's what I also like about Kegs and Corks is that you, in addition to the beer, we'll say sampling stations, which are typically breweries under 10s.
Right,
you
right,
do
right.
have the beer trucks that are around,
Yes.
which
Yep.
have a variety of stuff if you want to purchase a full cup. and
Yep.
whatnot.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not a beer snob. Bud Light works for me,
There
and
you go.
that's a perfect option for me.
And we'll have, again this year, the Kegs and Corks special brew. So if you go to a beer truck and you buy one of those, it comes with a color-changing cup. So that's kind of a
With
fun
our
thing.
magic.
logo on it. And
No
it's
one knows what
magic.
the Kegs and
Yes.
Corks lager is, but it's yummy.
So that's a surprise.
You got a Kegs and Corks
She
lager?
just
I
blew
actually
it
do
out
know
of
what
the
it is.
water. It was
I
supposed
do
to
know
be
what
a
it is.
surprise.
So tell us.
Okay, it's Budweiser.
Okay.
It's straight up Budweiser, but we put a fun tap on it and we serve it in a silly cup. And on August 17th, we have the Kegs and Corks special brew.
That's fantastic.
yeah.
Isn't that great?
Good deal.
Because we all love it so much.
That was Cassie's idea.
That is a great idea. Wines.
Wines. Okay, so we have, some of these wineries have been with us since the beginning, and we just love them. And they all, they have so
St.
many good.
Michael's.
But some of the newer ones, like Il Dolce, they have some unique ones. A coconut lime. Have you
Very
ever?
different.
I mean,
Again,
right?
sounds
different.
something that
That you're
I would
not
not
into,
want to find in a wine.
but I know so many girls who would love that. They have an acai. Is that how you say it? Acai raspberry cabernet. Okay, so that one's like healthy. It's light and refreshing, but the acai berries
now
have
you're just trying to
antioxidants.
trick us here. It's
So
healthy.
now
We
it's
have
good for
organic,
you.
healthy wine.
There are basically vitamins in this wine, right? I mean,
And fruit.
antioxidants.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the watermelon white Merlot. Definitely going to try that. Sounds
That
delicious,
sounds
That's
interesting.
good.
right?
That sounds interesting.
What
Yeah.
about sangria?
I don't know who's bringing sangria this year. Actually, they have all the wineries. They haven't all let me know what they're bringing yet, so I'm not sure. But I'm sure. Oh, wait a
But we
minute!
have-
Dragonfly Farms has an amazing
A
sangria
really good
that I will be sure that they
sangria.
have.
Yes, we want to
Yes,
make sure.
I do remember buying a bottle of that.
Yep.
Too.
They
Now,
were really
again,
good.
you can when you go there for the wine. Unfortunately, you can't take a keg home. With you.
No, you can't take a keg of beer home.
Take the keg,
But that
you
is the
could
fun thing about the
definitely-
wine. If you sample it, like it, want to buy a glass, you can buy a glass. Or if you really like it, buy a bottle,
Buy a
buy a
bottle.
case. There's a wine pickup area. You can buy 3 cases of wine if you want. Leave it there. We'll watch it for you. And when you're ready to head home, you're ready to go.
Right, and they'll take it right down to there and just.
At the main gate, they
Yeah.
drop it off there.
We'll do everything
You pick it
except
up as you're walking
carry
out.
it to your car.
And
Unless
no
we're feeling
eavesdropping
really
at the
nice.
wine people looking for people that are buying cases going down and say, "Hey, I'm Bill Smith. I'm here to pick up my 3 cases."
Exactly. No, we give you a ticket. There is a system.
Give you a ticket. It can be totally
No honor
anonymous. Totally anonymous.
But Far Eastern Shore is coming back.
Okay.
We love them.
J-Mart.
They're in Easton, right?
They're in Easton, right on 50. They've
Okay.
expanded their tasting room. They're bringing some really delicious. I mean, they've got dessert wines, blush wines. I know rosé is kind of the big thing right now, but they have a strawberry blush. They've got a raspberry and dragon fruit white Shiraz, which sounds
Yeah.
delicious. So, yeah, super pumped. Lots of really good wine. So, come on out, sample, buy a bottle. Or just buy a bottle and go sit out on
sit
the
out,
lawn
spread a
and listen to the
blanket.
music.
I see an awful lot of that too.
Yeah.
That's, you sit there and you go, you pick up on the hill. And now, as far as the do's and the don'ts, okay, we can't bring pets.
No pets unless it's a service animal.
Right. Okay.
For real. A real service animal.
Certified service
So my
animal.
service boa is
Right.
not able,
No.
not
No.
able to come.
No.
But yeah, no pets, no outside food and drink.
No
You-
coolers. I know everyone wants to bring in a cooler for water. It's just not fair.
Tents.
10 by 10
Pop-up
tents are fine.
Yes.
And
And we just ask them to put them on the perimeter.
Makes
So
sense.
you don't block everybody's
Right.
view.
And then
so,
you've got I've seen some of those cool ones which absolutely look perfect for sipping a bottle of wine.
Oh, yeah.
They're sort of like the
little cabana
like the
thing.
cabana
Yes.
umbrella kind of things
Yeah.
that sit over you.
blocks the
those are
sun.
perfect.
We do have picnic tables along that wooded area and the
Right.
shade lined up so that you can totally watch the bands from there as well if you
Right.
need some shaded area. But a lot of people spread their blankets. And then, of course, there's dancing. There's going to be a lot of dancing this year.
Well, let me go back to the wooded, shaded area there. Good spot to get if you can get the spot early, and that would be buy your ticket in advance at
Exactly.
Kegs Corks. Because
Yes.
you get in an hour
You
early
get in an
before
hour early.
Right.
before
You,
the commoners, right?
right. You cannot get in at noon unless you buy your tickets in advance on kegsandcorksfest.com. That is the only place you can get the early access tickets to get in at noon. Everyone else, no matter where you buy your tickets or if you show up that day, you will not be allowed in until 1
Right.
o'clock.
So if you're buying them from Frankie down on the corner,
Right.
it's 1 o'clock,
Right. You cannot get in until 1 o'clock. And by then, all the good spots are taken.
which is good. Yeah, go get in. I do recommend that. Get in early. It is going to be crowded, not oppressively crowded, but it'll be a good crowd. Get in there early. Stake your spot in the shade. good shot of the view of the stage.
Yep.
And
then if there's specific beer or wine that you want to try, you can hit those before, the lines
It gets
start.
crowded. Mm-hmm.
without a doubt.
So definitely get your early access tickets.
And you've got also the food trucks. That was added in somewhere in your 8
Yeah,
years.
I don't think we really meant for that to happen. It just kind of
Did.
As
Yeah,
the
food
crowd
ve-
grew, we had to have more food.
But yeah, and the food vendors kind of, everyone that used to be serving from a tent suddenly had a truck. So
Right.
yeah, it just kind of slowly became.
But it's neat. I mean, you've got
food
a
truck.
wide variety of food. I mean,
Yep.
you've and I know you've had the the shake, rattle, and roll. I think
they're coming back. Yeah,
You've had the
smoke,
Lisa's
smoke, rattle, and
Luncheonette.
roll.
and there's the pizza guy. Yeah, the pizza guy.
Yep,
one
we got
year.
pizza, we got gyros, we got steaks, crab cakes, cheesesteaks,
We have
oysters. Your pit beef sandwiches.
all
got
the
a-
fun food.
New this year we had,
funnel
like, a bacon
cakes
mash-
and fried Oreos and all that.
Bacon mac and cheese, right?
You can make this like a Minnesota State Fair and just put everything on a stick.
You know what?
Is that what they do?
Yeah,
should-
everything's on a stick.
I don't
Steak
see
on
why
a
we
stick
couldn't
or
do that.
chicken on a stick, and it's like the joke in Minnesota.
Everything's
It's-
better on a stick.
Well, it makes it easy. You don't have to,
It's less messy. I like
Less
it.
messy.
less
no
messy.
fork.
And, what's going on with the entertainment, though? We talked about the stage. A good lineup this year.
I'm really excited about it. It's, I think, one of the best music lineups. We've always said we're not really a music festival, but this year I really feel like this is going to knock it out of the water. J. Corsi Willis and the Stone Authors. If you know, Josh is a local from Ken Island, and he is awesome alone, but he's actually bringing his band this year. And he fuses the elements of rock, blues, and country. So it's very unique sound, a lot of fun. I think people will enjoy hearing him a
sure.
lot. We're very excited to have him join us this year. And he's going to kick off the festival. So noon to 1:30, he'll be there. And then the XPDs that are actually from Annapolis, but they've traveled all over. They've been around for a super long time, very professional musicians.
I saw their picture on the website, and it looks very interesting. It looks very very horn centric.
Yes.
I love a good set of horns.
They are so talented. They actually do jazz, R&B, Motown, and swing.
Ooh.
So this is a dancing band. If you like to dance, you need to be there by 2:00 and get ready to dance. But they also they do a lot of line dancing. So if you're into that, we're actually going to have a contest that if you like to line dance, and you can video yourself and send it to our Facebook page.
Yeah, stay tuned to our Facebook and
Yes,
Instagram.
we're going to be announcing this very soon.
You can actually win free tickets to the event.
Yes, but the hook there is we want you to come and actually help lead the line dances so everybody else can do it too. So it's going to be a super
I think
fun
I'll
time.
do that, man. We'll squash that deal.
There.
John's like, I already know what dance I'm doing.
Yeah. If Renee got into that one, man. No, ixnay that for 2020. No way. It's not happening.
So we're really excited. They're a fun band. So I think this year you're going to be able to come out here all types of music. And then, of course, our headliner is the amazing Amish Outlaws. So, yes, and they're going to crush it. They always do. And you
It
can
is.
expect the full Amish garb and a lot of surprises. You really never know what they're going to pull out of their hats. So.
I'll tell you what. Let's see if we can figure out what they're going to pull out of that. Let's see if we can get Brother Ezekiel on the phone and see what he says. We just happen to have his number. They fell out of their pocket when they were at the last show at Union Jacks. Hang on a second. Let's see if we can get him.
Hey, man. Good. It's Ezekiel from the Amish Outlaws.
Thank you very much for giving us a call, and I can't wait to see you guys on August 17th at Kegs Corks in Annapolis. And I've got to say, my first time I ever saw you was at the Special Olympics polar bear plunge.
Oh, yeah, a couple years back.
And that
too.
was
I remember
probably,
that. We were
what,
there.
7 or 8 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, at least. I mean, it was a long time ago. And honestly, I'm never going to forget that gig for a lot of reasons. One, it was, a great gig. It was. We had police stand between us and the audience, like we were, a big deal. We're definitely not a big deal. We're more of like a small to medium deal. But also, we played in Annapolis that day and got off stage and drove 8 hours to Cromwell, Connecticut to play a nighttime show. and walked on stage at 10 o'clock in the same clothes for a 10:30 start and just played another gig. It was one of our most insane routing travel days ever. But honestly, that show was so much fun. It was completely worth it.
The life of a band in demand.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Well, one of the things that you guys are I mean, I would say you're like the big disruptor. I mean, you've got tons of surprises all the time. I mean, you never know what's going to come out, whether it's a little bit of country, a little bit of classic rock. And you guys, I imagine, are going to be bringing it all to us on the 17th, right?
Oh, all and more.
What can we expect? You got any surprises?
Well, we added recently probably the heaviest song we've ever played, a System of a Down song.
Okay.
Which to go from that to, something like Sinead O'Connor doing, her version of Nothing Compares to You is certainly a heck of a curveball that, some people jump on board, some people take it on the chin and, take a bass. So we definitely have a lot of new stuff we've added in the last couple of months, like that even for us is different and surprising. That's
good. Well, I know you guys are doing I would say a monster set. You're doing a 2-hour set at the Kegs and Corks, and that's going to be from 5 to 7.
5 to 7.
Yep.
And now, are you going to Cromwell, Connecticut after this again?
No. I think I'm pretty sure we actually had the night off, which is good. So we'll get to hang around and talk to people and make some new friends.
Now, are you still based in Lancaster?
No, actually, I live in New York. I grew up in Lancaster, but I've lived in New York since I was 18.
Ah, okay. Look at that.
Just north of New York City.
Now, where in Lancaster? Were you actually in Lancaster? Or?
Yeah, I was in Loyola.
Okay.
Small town in Lancaster.
Well, I'll tell you, we are very excited about Kegs and Corks, and you guys have never played there, but I know you guys are going to have fun. This is going to be without a doubt. This is coming from somebody that has seen a lot of festivals. This is one of the best festivals in Annapolis, and you'll have a good time. Whether it'll be. And we're gonna have 78 degrees and sunny with a nice breeze.
Beautiful.
With a nice breeze going across the stage, I hear.
That's our order.
The last time we were actually booked to play the Polar Bear Plunge, they had to cancel it because it was too cold.
That's right.
Which is ironic, but there was ice and jagged icebergs in the water, and it just wasn't safe for people to jump in. Which, I mean, who could imagine a polar bear plunge getting canceled because it's too cold? But it happened.
Well, I am looking forward to the Amish Outlaws. Your set comes on at 5 o'clock, but I'm sure you guys will be there warming up a little bit beforehand. So with Kegs and Corks.
Oh, sure. There's craft beer and food. We'll be there way early.
They're giving you food?
I hope so.
We are.
If not, I'll gladly pay for it. I have no issue paying for food.
Look, we're even going to let you go into the VIP tent and hang out.
Wow.
Because you're the VIP.
I need to rethink my VIP purchase here. Wait a minute, we're letting the riffraff in here. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to have to wear a clean shirt.
Oh no. Well, I'll tell you, VIP will be great. They'll have Mission Barbecue will be catering it.
We love Mission Barbecue.
And
actually, Chip, I think it's Chip, the guy's name from Mission Barbecue in Annapolis. He actually comes to see us all the time when we play at Union Jacks.
Yep.
So we regularly he gives us these little cards for a free sandwich, which, trust me, we use them.
That's great.
Free sandwich and musician. The only better card would be free beer, right?
Maybe. I'll tell you honestly. I'll take the sandwich myself.
Absolutely.
Well, you'll be getting all the free beer and wine, and even in the VIP, we're having orange and grapefruit crushes if you're into that at all. So.
Well, that's a good way to get your vitamin C and a serving of fruits along with your vodka and triple sec, and you justify it that way.
Well, fantastic. What we're looking forward to you disrupting the Kegs and Corks Fest on August 17th and bringing your unique flavor of Lancaster down to Annapolis again.
Oh, we're honored to be a part of it. And anytime we can do a show that actually helps a great cause like the Special Olympics, it makes it that much sweeter.
Absolutely. And are you proud of me that I can say Lancaster correctly and I'm not doing that Lancaster?
Yes. Well, the other thing we get a lot, we get, hey, you guys are really Amish? Yeah. No, we're not Amish. It's not Amish. It's Amish, but you can only correct people so many times. You just learn to go with it.
Way back when I worked for a company that did some work in a school, and I remember the directions I had to give to somebody is when you're going out Route 30 and you come over the hill and you look and you see the fields and you go, oh my gosh, we're in Amish country. I said, take the next right, and that'll take you down to the school. Because I didn't know the names of the roads, but there's one point where you just come over the crest of the hill. You're past what was it? Not Dorneyland. What was the park? the amusement park.
Dutch Wonderland?
Yes, Dutch Wonderland.
Yeah.
You just come past that, you're going over the hill, and it's like, oh wow, so this is it. And you'll
notice how I knew that without hesitation.
That's absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing you in about a month at Kegs and Corks.
Great. We're excited, very excited to be a part of it. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to me and being so friendly.
Hey,
we are friendly.
Nobody bites you, especially these guys.
Fun group. Yeah, we'll have lots of fun.
Oh, you're all going to be there, right, at the festival?
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's share some ribs and a drink, and we'll talk and hang out then.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Guys, thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And I'll tell you, make sure you want to follow Kegs and Corks on Facebook and Instagram, which I'm not on, but you should be on, because I see all these great ticket giveaways that you're giving in contests and stuff like that.
Almost every week we're giving away tickets.
Which is good. And actually, All Annapolis, I Annapolis on Twitter, and our daily news brief will have some tickets to give away as well. And we'll probably have some hidden around town and some fun ways to get some tickets to Kegs and Corks. And these tickets that they gave me are the noon entry ones. So that's just like buying them on the website.
Exactly.
So you can buy them from Sketchy John down at City Dock, and you can get it in there. But Frankie's, no, those tickets won't work. But so talk about the VIP. Your VIP is a really good deal. I mean, I'm there for the bathroom.
Yeah, there you have
John
it.
loves
There
his
you go.
air-conditioned
The
bathroom.
VIP
I'm easy. You
That
can
means
keep
a lot.
the booze and the food. I just give me a bathroom that's not a porta potty, and I'm okay.
The VIP potties, it's a big deal. They're air conditioned, have lights. You can actually wash your hands all in the same place. So that is a big deal. And you get that with your VIP experience ticket, as long as VIP parking as well. So you can park closer. And
A separate entrance, so you don't wait in any lines.
Yes, no lines. And new this year, we actually have Jason Evans' Kindred Spirits Mobile Bar, which is sponsoring the VIP tent.
Okay.
And from 3 to 6, we're going to have orange and grapefruit crushes only allowed in the VIP tent.
Ooh, yum.
So that's a special edition this year, along with being catered by the Mission Barbecue, which everybody loves their food. And our theme this year is a beach party. So it's going to be a lot of fun, great view to the band. It's cool. We have fans, wine, lots of beach balls.
As always,
being
the
flying
beer
around.
and wine is unlimited in there. We have
Unlimited.
water, sodas. So anything that, if you go VIP, it's all paid for.
It's all paid
all
for,
included.
and you're just there having a good time.
And where can we get orange crushes outside, like on the?
You cannot.
You cannot. Only
Crush Bar
if
will
you
only be
come
in the
to
VIP tent.
tents.
Little bit of a
Yes.
bit of a
That's
teaser
a
there.
When we
That's
say VIP, we mean
Yeah.
VIP.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and they will sell out. They're
do sell
usually gone about a month out from the event. So
So you got about
if
2
you're
weeks.
planning to go VIP, I would get on there and do it soon.
now.
Do it
Yeah.
now.
No, I have the tent is good. It's got a great shot of the stage.
Mm-hmm.
You can mix and mingle with the Amish Outlaws.
Yeah.
Yes, and all the bands actually go in there. XPD,
They'll be well behaved. So he
Maybe
says.
We hope.
maybe,
Or maybe we don't.
maybe not.
And you said the catering is with Mission Barbecue,
Mission
so
Barbecue,
that's
and they're
going to be exciting.
fantastic,
They're
yeah.
they're good. They're a great local company. That's
They are, and we love to support them as well. So good cause.
go figure. A barbecue joint from Glen Burnie is like
Right?
opening up stores in
I know.
Tennessee.
I know, it's so
Everywhere.
awesome. I just love the whole
North
story.
Carolina, and
And they're just good.
they're killing it. They're good. Absolutely. What else is going on? Amanda?
Well, one
You
more
mentioned-
thing, we're bringing it back. Actually, a couple years ago, we had a photo booth down on that lower field, and it ended up being totally hysterical.
Everybody
Well, we're bringing
loved
back
it so
the
much.
photo booth. It's actually sponsored by J29 Inc., and it is going to be. There's going to be hilarious props. It's free. All you have to do is stop by their tent, and you'll have a printout to take home, and you can also, share it right then and there on your Facebook, your
social
Instagram,
media.
whatever. Yeah. So
Let
definitely
everybody
step by
see
the
how
photo
much fun
booth.
you're
Step-
having.
Yes.
at Kegs and Corks.
Stop by the photo booth, and it's going to be very fun. So
And we also have a new sponsor. It's the Arthur Murray Dance Studio from Edgewater, and their adult dancers are
Arthur
going to
Murray's
be.
still alive?
Well, I'm not sure about him, but his co-padres are. So and they're going to be dancing on the stage in the pavilion.
The wine
this year.
pavilion.
Okay.
Just entertaining, a little bit of side thing. But yeah, they're a sponsor this year, and they're going to be a lot of fun.
I took a ballroom and disco dancing class in college, and my father absolutely lost his mind. It was a PE. It was a PE credit.
Well, you got credit for it.
But he just absolutely lost. I'm not paying this money. But it was a class.
It's fun. I just did ballroom
new.
dancing. I did it at the Art Academy, Dance Academy in Easton last year. It was super fun.
It is. So that would be fun to watch. The Arthur Murray School of Dance from Edgewater.
Right. We're also going to have discount hotel rooms available that night. So if you don't want to, if you're coming from out of the area and you don't feel like driving home,
deal.
The Country Inn and Suites right around the corner from the
they're
fairgrounds.
Right down the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
Couple miles down.
They're going to give discount rooms, and they're going to do a free shuttle to and
this
from
is like huge.
the festival.
It's a free shuttle to Kegs and
Corks. So it's a
Corks and
designated
back
driver.
with
It's
a
your
room.
DD and a hotel room at discount price. So you check in, they'll drive you over to the festival,
It's
drop you off.
$99.
$99 room. They'll pick you up afterward,
In
take you back.
Annapolis. It's unheard of.
Not a
So
bad
they're a
deal.
big
So,
supporter. Of
yeah,
Kegs
we
and
are
Corks.
be responsible.
We want people to be
plan
safe,
ahead.
have fun,
Yeah, get a room.
get a room quick.
How do you score a room at the Country Inn and Suites?
If you go to kegsandcorksfest.com on our event information page, there is all the information.
There's
you
a
can
link.
either go online or you can call.
And you can call them.
It's very easy.
Just-
You just mention Kegs and Corks and you'll get the
I think the
$99
code
price.
is Kegs07.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Kegs
That's the
07.
code. Thank you.
Good job.
Very good. Look at you.
I know.
And I do, obviously, if you are going to power sample, that would be a great
Yes,
way
you
to
know
do
who
that.
you are. Just admit it and get a room.
Just get a room.
Just get a room.
That is true. And, it wouldn't be the same without, you guys are always benefiting somebody. I mean, I remember one year that you turned around and you made a little bit more money than you thought you were. And you said, hey, who would be a good beneficiary? And you asked me, and I said, well, okay, let's look at the YWCA because they do such wonderful work for abused women and families in abuse situations there. Every year there's a huge, charitable aspect to this.
We've done hospice. We've done the veterans.
You did AEDs? One year, didn't you buy?
We did
That
do
was on our first
AEDs.
years.
Yeah, we did that for local ball fields.
And a number of things.
Oh,
So
Bay Trust.
Chesapeake Bay Trust.
And for the last couple
that's
of
right.
years.
That was the mermaid was there.
That's right. The mermaid.
painted
was
mermaid.
there.
That was a
big
god
deal.
awful hot day.
I know. I felt bad for her.
The first,
Yeah.
boy, the mermaid.
But this
Can you
year,
imagine getting out of that thing?
no. Oh, stop it. Oh my goodness.
But this year it's the Special Olympics again, and we just love them. We love partnering with them. They are so great to work with. They help get a lot of volunteers.
Yeah, people
for
don't
us.
understand how many volunteers it takes to put something like this on.
A lot of people,
And-
and they're
yeah.
amazing to work with.
I thought last year it was just absolutely fantastic because they had some of their athletes, that were working at the gate.
Yeah, and they
everything else.
love
wonderful.
it. They come back. They've called us and said, "Hey, they want to come back. They want to hand out the programs."
Yeah, they
and
work at the gate, and
work
they're so sweet,
hard,
and yeah.
they love it, and we
Yep.
love having them.
I've worked with them with the plunge several years.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, one of my most cherished possessions is a plaque that I got one year from them with, and it just really is. It's
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of a better organization around.
For sure.
It does so much good to
They really do.
statewide. For kids and adults that normally wouldn't have the opportunity to compete in a true athletic competition.
Exactly.
But I mean, you look at the torch run and the Summer Olympics and
So
and
fun.
everything else that goes around. I know last year, where did they go? They went to Seattle. I think was
Somewhere. Did
they
the
go
National Olympics. I think they took a whole contingency of 25 of them out there, and it's just it's absolutely great. And
It's just
they're
so cool.
great
It's a
partners.
great organization to volunteer for if you're looking for somewhere to go.
Without a doubt.
help.
Well, I would like to sit there and tell you what I'm most looking forward to for Kegs and Corks, but
Okay.
I can't do that.
Why?
Because there's just way
There's
much.
too many. That's a good answer.
I am looking at the XPD
We're looking
band.
forward to seeing you dance.
Yes.
We're going to look for you in the line dancing.
Yeah,
Highlight
yeah,
right
yeah.
there. You and Teresa come
Yeah,
out.
that's not going to work. I am looking forward to the XPD band. I've never heard them. I think they look very interesting. What you told me sounds very interesting. And of course, the Amish Outlaws. You never know what they're going to bring. And Brother Ezekiel said he promises to bring it on.
He's going to bring it.
And God, you're mixing it up on the booze.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
Are. There's
Which
something
is-
there for everyone.
Yeah.
There really is.
Yep.
Yeah, not the perfect festival for kids.
No, it gets so crowded. It's hard to push strollers
I mean,
around there.
some people do. It's just it's a long day for them.
There's not a whole lot for them. I mean, they can walk around and get food and listen to music, but other than that, it really isn't.
Yeah, I mean, kids are not unwelcome, but they're just not popular.
Yeah, it's an adult event. I mean, as a drinking event, we'd prefer to keep it adult.
And there is a designated driver pricing, I believe.
Yep, online,
have it.
$15. You can get in. You will give you a special band, and you can enjoy all the entertainment and all the vendors.
And that's our way of saying thank you for driving.
Yep.
The drunk people home.
And if you need to, I mean, Uber and Lyft, they all serve that area
Yes.
as well as taxi cabs.
Yep,
Absolutely.
and we may get a special code from Uber and or Lyft, and we'll
in
be
the midst
sharing
of
that
working
again
with
on
them.
our Facebook and Instagram. So follow us, and we'll let you know as we get closer.
That is the way to go. Well, Kegs and Corks, Saturday, August 17th at the Anne Arundel County Fairgrounds, 1 to 7. But if you buy your tickets earlier at kegsandcorksfest.com, which I encourage everybody to do, you get in at noon for an extra hour of sampling and picking out that perfect spot. Keep in mind, if you get in there at noon, the sun will move across the field, so you want to pick your side correctly. Don't want to tick off your date. And if you are interested in rolling VIP, that is a really good experience. It's not that much more expensive than the general admission. And you've got the food, you've got
The
beer,
potties.
you've got, and typically sometimes you'll have like special wines and
Yes.
special beers sometimes
Yes.
that are in there that are not
Yes.
necessarily available someplace else.
Exactly.
And it would be the only place to get the
Yeah,
crushes.
only place for the crushes. And I will say that you park in the special VIP area of the lot, and then there's just like
No line to
a
get
chute
in.
right into
It's
the back
no
of it.
hassle.
So
It's easy. You have your shaded spot waiting for you with
the
a
bathroom.
chair at a table.
And a chair with your name on
in
it.
the
Yep.
bathroom.
And your potty.
Your name will not be
That's,
on
that's,
the
that's
chair.
what
Disclaimer.
it's all about. Kegs and Corks Festival. Go get your tickets. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and look for the Daily News Brief. We'll be giving away tickets between now and the event, which again is August 17th. It's a Saturday. The weather, I have ordered up beautiful weather, so we're going to have fairly cool weather, and it'll be nice.
beautiful.
Thank you, John.
Fingers
74.
crossed. We'll see.
Fingers
74 and
I got a
sunny.
50-50 shot of making this work or not. So, but thank you guys very much.
Always
a
fun.
pleasure
We're looking
talk
forward
to
to
you guys.
seeing you there too.
Yeah.
So.
And this will be great. I'm looking forward to it once again for the 8th time.
Yep.
What are you going to do for 10?
Oh, every year I look at her and go, are we doing this again? So who knows?
You never know. 10 years. Wow. Who knows?
And again, get your tickets at kegsandcorksfest.com. Follow them in all the social places.
Yep.
Ashlee and Sharon, thank you very, very much for your time again.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for bringing Kegs and Corks back for the 8th year. This is one
We're
that
excited to see everyone.
I always look forward to this one. This is a great one.
This has been the Maryland Crabs Podcast with Tim Hamilton and John Fernay. Sure to follow them in all the regular places, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and online at themarylandcrabs.com. Take a moment to rate us on iTunes. Now, get the hell out of my kitchen. Seriously, go!
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.